Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Chapter 3 of Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest. As you can see, it is fairly late at night here, so I'm going to be keeping this to a minimum. Volume-wise, just turn your volume up if you cannot hear me. But anyway, when we last left our heroes, Team Natsu had traveled to the continent of Giltena to take on the 100 Years Quest, and they had met Elefseria, who is this ancient dragon slayer who self-taught dragon slayer magic and then Acnologiated himself into becoming a dragon, and who tells them to kill the 5 holy dragons of Giltena, and that is the 100 Years Quest, and they are each as strong as Acnologia. Meanwhile, Touka and Juvia are having interactions back at Fairy Tale when Touka makes a mention to Briar, one of the Avatar cultists from way back in the Avatar arc. And that kind of ticks off Gajeel's suspicion sensors. That's kind of everything that happened last week. So yeah, it is looking like 100 Years Quest is a weekly series, so I'm very happy about that. But anyway, let's jump right on into Chapter 3, My Last Hope. The best guild's best 5-man team takes on the 100 Years Quest. And we see, like, Natsu is, like, beat up a punching bag for the cover photo. Then we have an ad. Let me delete that. Here we go. Okay, 100 Years Quest. Southern Giltena, Valyria region. Alright, so we have, it looks like kind of a canyon-looking thing with some trees. And some weird, slime monsters. And Natsu picks one up. What are these things? They look like walking jellyfish. Natsu, don't touch them so recklessly. What if they're poisonous? I bet I can eat these things. Don't. They're kind of cute, aren't they? Yes, they are. And then Lucy's, holding one of the jellyfish things, and then just starts, screaming at her, and it, flies into her mouth. Boom! She, falls back. Lucy! And Lucy, pulls the little slime monster out of her mouth. Looks like Lucy started eating them first, and another slime monster, jumps into Natsu's mouth. Be careful. It seems these things try to climb inside your body. Don't have to tell me twice. And Natsu and Lucy are both, trying to pull it out of their mouths. Happy, do something! I've never eaten a jellyfish! And Wendy gets ready to go on the offensive. Sky dragons, roar! And she blows a bunch of the jellyfish away, and they all get sent flying. I'm sorry, little jellyfishies. And Lucy's pull the thing out of her mouth. The inside of my mouth is sort of numb. I just ate the thing. Way to go, Natsu. Simple solutions. And Gray looks so frustrated at him. If you get poisoned and die, I'm gonna say I told you so. There are a lot of strange things in this land. Be wary. Look, a pig with antlers! And Natsu just runs off again. Speak of the devil. To complete the 100 Years Quest, and Gray's looking inside Lucy's mouth for all you Grey-Lu shippers. It tingles. Say, ah. And Gray's, being a good friend. We've come to the Giltena continent, north of Ishgar. We know nothing about this continent. It's completely foreign. We see the antler pig and, birds that look like anglerfish, it looks like. It's all very new and very scary. The specific task of the 100 Years Quest is to seal 5 dragons known as the Holy Pentadrakes. Each of them is arguably as strong as Acnologia. And we just get the exact same thing as the end of last week. Dragon killing. I'm getting all fired up. Natsu is the one who defeated Acnologia. We should be able to complete this job. Well, that's an exaggeration, Urza. He beat Acnologia, for one thing, only beat Acnologia's soul while being equipped with all 7 Dragon Slayers' Dragon Slaying magic, while every single mage in Ishgar handled the body. So, let's hold our horses there, Urza. But Elefseria is shocked by the revelation that Natsu beat Acnologia. So, where are these 5 dragons? And Elefseria looks at him, so you are, and he looks concerned. Is something the matter? So this is the last, then. If mages of your caliber cannot complete the 100 Years Quest, none in the world will be able to. So this is the last. My last hope. And the 5 of them are Lucy, Urza, Gray, and Wendy all looking concerned. And Natsu raises his fist. Yep, the last. Because we'll complete it. And everyone else gains their confidence back and says that to move out. Apparently, the Holy Pentadrakes were completely uninvolved in the history leading up to the Wars of the Dragon King Festival. Well, that's convenient. Their very existence was kept a secret. Even among the Magic Council, those who knew of them numbered few. The 5 dragons keep their peace unless something massive occurs. But if they go to war, the earth will be rent and the sky will burn. They are disaster incarnate. Elefseria learned first of their existence and began to learn Dragon Slayer magic, but he was unable to do a thing to them. He believed someday someone would come along that could succeed where he had failed, so he made his mission a quest. This was all more than 100 years ago. Say, Guildarts. Was he trying to defeat Acnologia, even though Acnologia is not related to the Holy Pentadrakes? See, that's what I was thinking last week, because I thought Guildarts' injuries were caused by Acnologia, and yet Acnologia has nothing to do with the 100 Years quest. What's up with that? And so, Happy responds to Natsu, I guess you can't blame him for mixing them up. I suppose he didn't know where to find the Pentadrakes. And then they flash back to Elefseria. I know not where all of them are, but I have a lead on one of the Pentadrakes, the water god dragon Merkfovia. If you travel southwest through Valyria, you will find the harbor town Elmina. It once worshipped Merkfovia as a god. Some clues to his whereabouts should still remain there. This is the most, straight fantasy names fairy tale has really ever gotten. Like, we have, not to mention Elefseria, we have the region of Valyria, the town of Elmina, the dragon Merkfovia. It's so D&D names, Some clues to his whereabouts should still remain there. Guildarts probably went there first, right? Why did he randomly come back to Ishgar, then? And Lucy's, thinking, I'm more curious about what the reward is. And Happy's, super judging her. Here she goes. It's not like that. And then they flash back again to more meeting with Elefseria. One final matter remains. Your reward. Oh, I forgot all about that. I wonder how much. Good old Lucy. One thing. And Urza, eyes widen. I shall grant whatever you desire. From all that is in this world, I shall grant you one thing of your choosing. And the gang looks at him in shock. Whatever we desire is way too vague. I mean, and she flashes back to Acnologia's key. Do you have something you want? Oh, I know. A lifetime's worth of rent. I'd rather just ask for a house. And Gray thinks, I asked for a cat like Frosh. Fro thinks so too. When did Gray start to feel so warmly towards Frosh? Also, I don't really want to flash back to the letdown of the Gray killing Frosh reveal being nothing, as Gray did not kill Frosh. But yeah. Anyway, and we have Wendy. I'd ask for breasts. Not very demanding, are you, Wendy? What? But that's one of the things I want most. To be sure, whatever we desire is so difficult to grasp it almost sounds preposterous, but let's not count our chickens just yet. We must complete the quest itself first. Yep, but I guess a reward like this befits the 100 Years quest. And then Gray calls out, I see it! It's Elmina! And yet there is their port town of Elmina, which is where I imagine we're going next week. We still have... I really hope for the next 4 pages we cut back to Touka, because what we got of her last week made me really interested in her, and I want to see what happens there. But anyway, it's Elmina. At Elmina. And yep, we're back in Magnolia. We have Gajeel and Juvia and Levy. Gajeel and Panther Lily is there too, praise the Lord. Both of them dressed like noir private eyes. Gajeel? What's with that outfit? You too, Lily. Honestly, Gajeel and Juvia as a friendship, I was always kind of upset that the manga never really went into more, and I really hope we see a lot of it with the rest of this arc. But anyway, moving on. Detectives gotta wear trench coats, right? Gee. Detectives? That new girl. The one named Touka. She knew Briar's name. Briar? Member of Avatar. We captured her a year ago. I remember now. She had a thing for my dear Gray. Her name isn't well known, but Touka knew it anyway. So, I'm going to use my Magic Council deductive abilities to investigate Touka. I agree. Juvia finds Touka rather strange too. Alright, Juvia, whatever you say. Gee, my deductive sense is tingling. We'll tail her sense. Just so you know, that's not actually deduction. Yeah, thanks, Lily, reminding everyone of what words mean. To doubt a fellow member. So Lily is not happy, or Levy is not happy about all this. Anyway, we cut back to Elmina. Whoa, I can smell the sea. The walls of these buildings are really dirty. It's probably an old city. Don't get lost, okay? Especially you two, Natsu and Happy. Harbor towns have a lot of fish, right? glad to see Happy is very, very in mind with what he wants. Not interested. And Urza, ever the voice of reason. Let's start with lodging. Then we see two women looking down at our heroes. Another group of travelers, huh? Or, well, actually, one of them's a woman. Looks like the one sitting down is a man. They just both have long hair, so I assumed. They are mages from the southern continent, Lord Water God. And their first town an unwelcome gaze. He's probably not just angry at the fact that they called the walls dirty. Alright. And that is where the chapter ends. You have these two new characters. I don't really know if they're going to be allies or antagonists. We'll have to wait and see how this Elmina portion of the arc commences. We'll see if they... Right now, I have a feeling that they are villains, given they seem to be serving Merkfovia, or they're serving the Water God, who've already been introduced, Merkfovia as the Water God Dragon. Yeah. So we're going to see what goes on with that. Besides that, the bulk of the chapter was just kind of, setting up a bit more, or going into a bit more detail about the 5 Pentadrakes. They just happened to not really be around during the whole Dragon King festival 400 years ago. We're introduced to the very, weird wildlife of Giltena. But I think, the most important thing... Let's see, I'm scrolling through it all again. So I'm kind of curious how we can get them anything they desire, but that's not really that big a deal at the moment. At the moment, there's the far more important deal of, dealing with 5 Acnologius-powered dragons. Yeah. And then we're introduced to Elmina, so there are people on this continent. This is really the first people we've met in Giltena. So I'm kind of curious what we're going to get from here. What the culture will be like. But the far more interesting stuff this chapter is definitely Gajeel making moves against Touka. After last chapter, I became a lot more interested in Touka. I'm not entirely sure what I want Touka to be. On the one hand, they're definitely setting her up to be a villain. I feel like it might be a little bit too cliche if she's just a villain, Might be a bit more interesting if, she just has some connection to Avatar, but is, not evil somehow. I'm not entirely sure how that would happen. But, we'll have to wait and see. Also, on one hand, it does make more sense that she's evil, given all the setup we've done. I don't know. I'm really excited to see where we go with Touka. Touka's definitely... The whole Touka questioning is really, in my opinion, the kind of the standout of these first 3 chapters. She's just with, name-dropping Briar, has become a far more interesting character, and is also making Fairy Tail's, one of Fairy Tail's worst arcs relevant, because Avatar is just kind of lame, let's all be honest. They're all kind of, done in super fast. But yeah, so that's really all I have to say for this week's chapter. I hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, subscribe, or whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!